So guys, I am just editing the video which you would have saw last week, and I didn't mention I'm actually at my niece's house in Sudbury here. So this is going to be the start of this video, kind of, and you're going to find out very quickly here why I made a rush trip back to Ontario here. So let's get on with the show. All right, guys. Well, here goes something. Here goes something. I don't think there's ever really a dull moment in JJ's life. Whoops. Hold on. All right. What am I doing, you may ask? Well, this lovely shelf I built there about 2 years ago, I am removing it. So I'm done building this shelf here. I'll just do a quick little show of it, and then I'll show you afterwards. I get everything packed in here. So I made it so this thing could totally be disconnected. Like, obviously I couldn't make this and fit it in the truck because it just wouldn't fit through the door. So it's all in pieces. So I can just disassemble it and remove it. And you're gonna say, JJ, why are you removing the shelf? Because I need to make room. And I'll explain why in a second. Because I have to make room in the back seat. I need to make room for 2 dogs. And for now, that's all you're getting. Of course, you're watching the video, so you're going to get it the whole thing in like half an hour, but still, for right now, that's it. Well, that definitely looks a little bit different. Yeah. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this yet. We'll have to see. I'm thinking about just building basically a platform the same height as the other platform, but go right across with it. Just leaving enough room underneath for my toolbox. And if I have to do something a little bit different with the cordless tools, I'll put them in the back. But yeah, that's what she looks like without the, without the seat or without that little thing I built for the tools and everything. I left my compound bow in there. It just sits up there on those brackets there. This is what the seat was attached to. So it just kind of sits there nicely. So I think that'll be fine just sitting there like that. What's JJ up to now? Well, guys, as you can see, I'm working on another generator. This thing looks like it's been kind of neglected. I would imagine the fuel in here is just all gummed up too. Yeah, that ain't pretty. I do not have... I actually might have this damn spark plug in the door of my truck. Well, wouldn't you know that? But I have a really sneaky suspicion that this fuel in here will be just absolutely terrible. I'll tell you right now, I could smell it, and it smells like varnish. It doesn't smell like gas anymore. It smells actually like varnish. So there's a drain right there. This is a piece of plywood out of the truck I took for the shelving unit. I'm just putting it down here because this is Jay's table that he probably does some woodworking on, so if it gets a little grease on the back of this piece of plywood, I really don't care. Don't even know if I'm pointing you guys on here. Now I need something to catch this fuel, and oh, look what I found. A little Vega. If you want super health and to feel like you've never felt before, buy Super Vega. No, I'm not sponsored. All right. Let me get a knife and cut this into a handy dandy little catch. Something about that size there should work nicely. Oh, precise. Look at that. Just like a laser. Okay, that'll be metric. What do you say, 10 mil? 10 mil it is. Whoops. There we go. Gas is off. Oh my God, that looks like oil. Oh, no wonder this poor thing won't start. Guys, I mean, it's actually brown. Oh, look at that. That is not gas. That is varnish. Okay, let's get the bowl off of here, and I don't know if he's got some fresh fuel. My trailer's not here. This whole thing has got to be drained. How much is in this thing? Oh, it's empty. Okay, well, let's put this back here, guys, and open up the valve here. Go into the tank right there. And yeah, there's nothing coming out. Okay. Well, I need to flush this out a little bit, and then I want to take that bowl off and see what it looks like inside, but I'm hoping that needle's not stuck. But I'm sure I can find fuel around here somewhere. Oh my God. Oh, that's varnish. If anybody knows what varnish smells like, that's exactly what that smells like. If you were a fuel can, where would you be stored? Not there. Well, guys, I took the bowl off of the generator here. Basically, it was right full of rust, and I don't know if it's going to show up very well, but look at that. That's the gas that came out. I mean, that is brown, yellow. That is not gas. So I cleaned what I could out of the tank, and I found a jug with some fresh stuff. I happen to have a spark plug in the door of my pickup truck, and that's for my generator. If you remember, if you watched the videos, that when I was in Yuma at the proving grounds, there was a I forget what the town's called, but that's where I bought these spark plugs. So anyways, I happen to have one, and by Joe, if it worked on this thing. So I'm gonna fire it up here. I guess this thing hasn't been running for many years, and I can definitely tell. But let's give this thing a fire up here. Get this jerry can out of the way just in case. On. Okay. Choke. It doesn't sound too bad. I already checked the oil, and the oil definitely needs changing. I want to take some cleaner and run it through there. I'm actually surprised it's running. If everything inside there looks varnished. The bowl was varnished. It's not leaking, which I'm very shocked, so that means the needle's not sticking. But yeah, I'm actually amazed that it's actually purring like that. Oh, guess what I forgot to do? The fuel cock there was in the off position. That's on and that's off. That's why. Because obviously I had this thing running before. That wasn't the first start, so I actually had it running. So I'm not going to tell you that was the first start in 20 years. I had it running for a little bit, but of course, when you're done your machines, like my generator or anything, turn the fuel cock off. That way it takes the fuel out of the bowl and it drops the float down, which will drop the needle down, so it won't actually get stuck. Which is what I did, and then I started up, and of course it ran out of fuel. Anyways, so that's good. I'm going to, I still need to pick up some stuff for this thing. I want to get it cleaned up, and then, whoop, maybe I should actually, sorry guys, I keep forgetting to do that. I want to pick up some stuff for this thing, and then I want to change the oil in it. Obviously, we're going to put in some good fuel and some additives to help clean this thing out a little bit. It's got a brand new spark plug in it now, so that should be good to go. Another happy customer. Me and generators, I don't know what it is. They just seem to fall in my lap. All right, guys, that's it. So like you guys know, I'm at my niece's place here in Sudbury, and of course when Uncle JJ shows up, we better better do some electrical work. Now it got down to -3 degrees last night, so she was a little bit chilly. It's not raining right now, but it's supposed to be raining here shortly. It's kind of funny because what, 4 days ago or whatever, the sun was out and it was absolutely gorgeous, and then all of a sudden the sun disappeared and the wind showed up, and yeah, not so much gorgeous. But anyways, we're just doing some work out in the garage. I got the side-by-side. Got the side-by-side in the garage. And then if you take a look of their quad here. So we got the side-by-side. Look how much room this thing takes up, and it's only the two-seater, and there's their quad. So goes to show you what the size difference between these two machines are. But anyway, so they got this dust collector system here, and it is 240 volts, 15 amps. So I put this in there last week and then ordered some stuff off Amazon, but because good luck trying to go to a hardware store or whatever and try to find that plug for this unit here. And then I'm mounting a generator outlet, which you'll see. I'm going to put it up high here because once this thing's pushed up against here, it doesn't leave a whole lot of room down below, and you can see stuff gets, you know, in a normal garage, people pile stuff up along the walls. So I thought if I put above the panel, they could reach in between these two bags here and then easily plug in the cord here when needed. But I'll show you that along there and show you the interlock I'm going to mount on the panel here. So this receptacle, like I said, is 15 amps and 240 volts. So I got a 14.3, but I'm not using the white because basically anything under a 2-aught cable, you can't phase tape it. And because it's 240 volts, I either need 2 black or 2 red wires. So I just grabbed a piece of 14.3 just to make sure that we were good in code. Strip, curl the ends, wrap it around the screw, and you're going to have it so then the loop of the wire is in the same direction as you tighten up the screw. So as I tighten up this screw, it actually will force that loop to close around the screw to make sure it's a really good contact. And did that with the other two sides there too. Ground to the bottom. What you want to make sure is your ground wire does not come along the sides here and touch the sides. And nice and level, and I have a nice little plate for that. I want to get a at least one strap right here, but I'm gonna have to start digging for one around here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find one, but that is for their dust collector. So this thing here, where's the cord? Of course, I put it underneath my light. So there it is right there. So a 240 volt 15 amp, the two prongs are horizontal, and a 20 amp, the one prong, that one there will be up and down. So it'll be vertical and the other one's horizontal. So that would just plug into there like that. Get some more light back on there, and that's it. And then, like I said, the generator outlet. Well, these are all I can find. These were in my toolbox. I used them when I was out in Arizona doing another job. They're just cable ties, but they're going to have to work for this. So I'll put two of them on there. And we'll put another one up above it just for good measure. Just for good measure. There we go. You have to use whatever you have on hand. That'll work perfectly. Okay guys, so this is the electrical panel. It's a color hammer 200 amp horizontal panel. So this is the generator breaker. Now, what has to happen is on the load side of this breaker, I have to actually put a wire to jump across both phases, because the generator is only single phase 120 volt, which means it's not 240 volts. So there's not, on a normal panel like this, you have, it's still single phase, but you have two different hots. So you got one coming down this side of the panel and one on this side. Now they're overlapped. So basically that's a 240 volt breaker. So the bus bar that goes down this side, there'll be a tab coming across to hit this one. So that way you got 240 volts, same as on this side. So they do rotate back and forth, but there's one bus that comes down this side, which you can see in the background there, maybe not. And then there's one on that side. I'll show you better when I take this cover off, but I just leave it on here right now just because of this. So to make sure that this breaker, so right now this is on, okay? Obviously the house panel's on. This breaker's off. Now there's nothing connected to it because here's the end of the wire right here. So this is going to go into the box that's going to be mounted up here. But what you can't have happen is this breaker turn on when the main breaker is on. Two things are going to happen. First of all, because it's not a 240 volt generator, I have to jump both sides here to make sure both sides of the panel get 120 volts. So there's going to be a big explosion and this breaker will trip. But also at the same time, you do not want to be able to plug a generator into this while your main breaker's on. Even if there's no power, because if there's a power outage, you don't want to send 100 or 120 volts out on this line out there. So this is an interlock to make sure that this breaker cannot be turned on until this one's turned off. Now I'm going to try to set you up here. Okay, that's not bad. So what has to happen is this has to get bolted on like that. Then this piece is supposed to go on here like this. So this tab here goes underneath this 30 amp breaker, 2-pole 30. So I can't turn it on. But if you notice here, this can't even fit. So I bought the one in the book that says it's for a 200 amp horizontal color hammer panel, but obviously I've got to make it work. So what's going to happen is this breaker here is off, and this tab here is going to make sure that it can't be pulled back on. But I've got to notch this down here, so when this 200 amp breaker gets pushed down to the off position, this can now slide in this direction, going past this 2-pole 30 amp breaker to allow me to turn the breaker on, because this one will be off. So I've got to do a little vamping here. So I'm going to have to take off about just about almost a quarter inch, maybe not quite a quarter inch, just for it to even sit flush with the panel. Then I've got to notch it just to give it enough room when I shut this 200 amp breaker that it'll just slide across, not allow that 200 amp breaker to be turned back on if this is pushed over this way. Does that make sense? and I'll definitely show you when I'm done. But as you can see, it won't even fit between the two breakers there. So this thing is too wide this way to begin with. Then it's also too long. I'm going to have to cut it down a little bit. But anyways, I'll hopefully there's a grinder here or something like that. But anyways, I just thought my next step I've got to try to mess with. You would think you'd order the right one that it would fit, but hell, it won't even fit between the two breakers. So not a whole lot. Whoop, oh, it's just my light. I thought that was my camera falling. That's just a picture, guys, of it before I mess with it. And then I'll I'm not going to show you me cutting it because, I mean, it's just going to make a lot of noise. But then I'll show you what it looks like afterwards, and then once I get it assembled. I'll try to prop this up so the shadow of the lights are not going to be in your eyes there. So that's kind of what I'm working with here. Now, the thing is, I don't really want to shut the main power off just to see if this thing slides up and down. I'm going to talk to Jess about when her plan is on getting a generator. So she's looking at around the 3,000 watt Honda. And that's why I bought what I bought, was to fit the 3,000 watt Honda, which is 30 amp 120 volt outlet. So I'm going to mount this anyways. I got to take the cover off now to drill the holes for the screws, and I'll put it all back together. And at least that way, by doing that, I won't be able to shut the main off and slide the lever over to turn the 30 amp breaker on. But at least when I don't want to put the receptacle up there and wire it up until I put that interlock in. Because for right now, with the main breaker being on, you can't turn that generator breaker on. That's the main thing, and that's where I'm looking at today. We could go in there and then shut some breakers off and turn the main off and then turn it back on, but she has pumps down here for her fish and stuff like that, so I really don't want to, without her being here, I don't want to mess with that. But that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to take the cover off, drill the holes, put the interlock in, and then we'll go from there. And just like I said, for now, I just want to make sure that nobody can turn that generator breaker on with the main of the house panel on. That's my main goal for today. So this plate here gets mounted to the panel, and then this one's just right above it, and this is how it slides. You can see there's a groove in this one here to allow it to slide. So I'll just mount this right now. So these little screws, the nuts here, they're just kind of like a bit of a bushing inside to allow it to tighten up, but then still allow enough slack for the plate to slide. And the screws go on from the back, so that guy like that, and this guy in the front. Come on, 10 thumbs, you can do it. And one more. All right, guys, got this all installed here. So there's the generator plug up here, and right, and the reason why, well, there's a couple reasons why I put it up here is because this dust collector here that you're seeing here, so this bag will be stretched upright just like this one over here. It will sit with the center V here, right in front of this box. If I put it down at the bottom here, just like every other garage, like I mentioned before, look how stuff gets piled, right? And if I put it here on the side, this canister here would be sitting right in front of it. So I put it in the middle here, and you'll see when I push this thing back how much that makes sense. It'll work good that way. So this is the interlock that I'm talking about. So it's right there. So you can see that I had to notch this edge down and I had to notch this. So right now I can't slide this barrier over this way because this handle for the main breaker, it's stopping it. So therefore this 30 amp breaker, I can't push down to turn on because this has got to slide that way. Once I take this main and flip it down, you'll see the big notch here. This will allow this plate to slide over this way, allowing the 30 amp breaker to close. So that's what that's there for. I hope that makes total sense the way it is. Other than that, yeah, that's it. I know it's probably not too exciting for you, but that's it was more messing around with that stupid that interlock to go across the breaker there. I had to, as you see, notch it, and I'll show you the two pictures before and after. That was a bit of a pain in the butt, especially like when I'm trying to, and I was kind of teasing my niece there because I was asking, do you have this? Do you guys have this? Because I'm going through all these cabinets here looking for tools to be able to do it. So I found it, but so anyways, that's it for that. I'm going to try to push her to actually pick up this generator because before I leave, I want to actually go through the whole steps with them and make sure they totally understand how it works. But yeah, you know, I think that that'll work okay for them. And I'll just clean up now and I'll push this dust collector system back up against the wall so you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So guys, if I stand back here, you'll know what I'm talking about. Now just picture the other dust collector or filter bag up on its holder. So they'll be straight up and down. And that's why I put that plug there. I mean, if I put it anywhere else, you could just see how much of a pain it would be to try to locate it. So at least this way, if something happens, like obviously you're going to have a flashlight, but all you have to do is reach right in the middle between the two bags, flip that up, and then plug your cord in, right? That's why I put it there. And I think that'll work good for them. Anyways, I was going to turn this dust collector on just to see if it runs, but if that's the intake there and these blow up, this thing will just go shooting up towards the sky here, so, and probably cover me in dust here. So I'm not going to turn the button on. I'll let them turn the button on. So, all right, that's it for another job. All right, guys, just going to be kind of northwest of Sudbury here, going out to some logging roads. Spend the weekend out there and see how it goes. Right now it's kind of overcast and rainy right now, but hopefully it's going to be decent. It should be decent this weekend though. Well, this is the Crown Land camping here. Sign coming off 144 says the usual, the 21 day. Pretty nice. The sun's trying to peek through here, but she's cool. 6 degrees Celsius. Nice lakes. Okay guys, so I am at a camping spot here. It's Crown Land, so you're allowed to stay 21 days. I am out of Sudbury. I'm on 144 going towards Timmins. So out of Sudbury, I'm probably about an hour's drive. And then off the highway, 144 on this logging road, which is just right there. I'm about 15 and a half kilometers from highway 144. So it's a pretty nice spot here. So this road here dead ends down this way, and there was another spot over here, and I could get to it with my camper, but you know what? I think this is going to be a good spot right here. So that's the main logging road right there, and this is just one of those branches coming off there. It was a little bit, there's a fire pit there. Surprisingly clean, surprisingly clean. Somebody was nice enough to leave us 2 bags of bought wood. And I had to do a little bit of leveling up on the truck right there, but not too bad. Yeah, 2 full bags of firewood right there. So that's pretty cool. There's a nice kind of a swampy area over here. Hopefully you see some moose there or something in the morning. Have seen tracks, so that's a good sign. But yeah, I think this place is going to work out nice. I'm going to be here for a while. So I'm about to tell you right now, going to be going to look at a property tomorrow, and we'll see how that looks, but not 100% sure. But yeah, this is it for tonight. It's cool. I see some snow laying here and there. Well, you can see it right there. So it's going to be below freezing tonight, but that's all right. We got propane and we got a furnace, so we're going to be nice and toasty.
We do something?
She's a bit of a dog's breakfast. No pun intended. Hit the unlock button for me, please. Mercy.
What do you even need?
The rock forced it to go that way. Okay. Look at it. So here's our first little table. I love this thing. It was a Walmart table for like 40 bucks or something. I just use it all the time. Yes, so this little table of mine. It works good, actually.
That's good. Well, what do you want me to do?
Nothing. It looks messy right now. It's mainly because I threw all that wood in there and stuff, eh? So there's 2 long ones, 2 short ones, right? Mm-hmm. So obviously 1 short and 1 long go together. Like that. And then you see holes in the pipe. They go in the little notches right there. So there's 1 there, and 1 there, and 1 there. So what you have to do is, when you put it in the notch, I usually put 1 first like that, and then the other one I feel for it, and then because these things open up like this thing goes up and down, right? And then obviously you straighten it out. Still got to come out more. So if I lift this up, that forces this out, right? Because the further up you go, the more out. And if I close it down, if I go like this, it brings it all back together, right? For storage. 1 hole there. There's the other hole there. Once you put 1 in, the other one pretty well almost adjusts itself. Like that. This thing has a thing like that. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter which end you put it on. So open it up. Yep, you got her. And then push it in, open up the table, and as you can tell, it's not straight. And then this one just snaps in. So this one,
mine popped out.
Okay, put it back in there.
Okay.
Okay, so then that means these legs have to go this way a little bit. Are you in?
Yep.
That's it.
That's it.
Little aluminum trailer or table. So then this one normally just sits here because if I'm sitting in my chair, or I can move this table out by the fire, whatever, to put a brewski on, or if I'm cooking, right? And then the barbecue and the,
Oh my god.
like I said, there's a lot of shit in here, but I got a lot of wood. I don't normally carry wood like this. Watch you don't trip on that piece of crap.
You want this in a small table or the big table?
Big table. Towards me. Okay. I grabbed this one because this thing's fucking heavy.
I have one of those too.
So I like them with the front like that.
No, guys, let's be nice for a minute. Oh, it's so nice out.
Sticking out because obviously that's why I put the leg down so we can walk.
Right.
And we don't have a piece going like this. Well, obviously I don't want this thing hanging in the center, so I've been putting it on this one. But I bumped it a couple times, I'm not gonna lie.
Of course you have.
I'm not gonna lie. Nice. The cream.
Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. There we go. Obviously I don't bump into it when it's lit, I only bump into it when I'm walking in the daytime like this because I'm not paying attention. Okay, you give me that piece, come over to this corner, and I'm just gonna, she tries to smell it.
Wait. Okay.
So I'm just gonna leave this. Now is this long enough to go up? Oh it is, okay, so you know what we could do? If I,
Oh, I can't see that.
okay, you know what, I kind of screwed this up a little bit. If I loosen this up, like that, and I could slide this under the ribbon here, and then that wire will stay.
It's fun sometimes.
Oh,
What
so-
the hell? Oh,
hold the
this
clip.
fell.
Okay, oh, you have to unwind it. Oh.
I heard wood breaking, but I don't know if it's her if it came from that way. No, it's Emma. Never mind.
How's you going, bud?
We getting it.
Nice. I would have got my
I love that smell.
I would have got my side cutters out by now. I'll patch it together. Look at, really? Really?
Did he put his face in there?
Really? Yes, he did. Your dog is frickin' cuckoos. You're cuckoos.
Takes after you.
Where the hell? Yeah, right. Where the hell did that plate fall? Because I heard. Oh, I'm standing on it right there. See this? I was standing on it. He's like, I like the smell of that grill you got there, bud. You like that? There's been lots of nummies cooked on this thing.
Got it.
Whoop.
Wait, don't walk.
All right, grab one of those little clippies, and I guess we'll start. Just put one there.
There's only
3.
1, 2, 3.
So put a big one on the end. And it's just to hold it, right? I don't. Perfect, right? Put the small one in the middle. Should be
Right here.
right here somewhere. Okay, so you know what that means. Next time we do it.
You know what? Can we just go back that way? Cause like look,
Yeah,
look.
yeah. That's a good idea. Okay. Yeah, just be careful. It's thin wire, right?
Can you go back?
Yeah. it gonna make it? Oh, fuck, it just makes it. Sweet. Yeah. This is how we work the biceps. Holy shit.
You do back rows.
Holy. That warms you up pretty quick.
Yeah, look at him. He's like, come back. Looks like he's smiling.
You go wrestle him.
God damn it.
Emma, you're not putting much of a fight.
Hey.
All right, guys, we got crab legs, we have the lobster claw, we got rice, we got asparagus, and salmon. So I think the salmon should just maybe sit right on top of the rice.
rice.
Nice job. Okay. Next.
That's got weight.
What's that?
It's heavy. Look how good that looks.
Oh my God. Beautiful. So hopefully this shows up, guys, on camera. That's what we're eating tonight. Beautiful. All right. Later. Somebody's first flight with the drone. Nice job.
Thank you. Had a good teacher.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking not, but anyways. Just cooking up some breakfast, guys. We got some bacon and hash browns, and we're definitely going to be doing some eggs. Beautiful spot. Beautiful spot. Oh, look at this. Somebody doing a little sun tanning. Nice. Just a couple minutes. I don't usually like to record too long.
I found a hair in my food.
Wait.
I found a hair in my food.
No. That's incredible. Really. I thought I would see a Sasquatch first before you find a hair in your food.
You just heard something. You're probably resting his head on your shoulder.
Hey, you guys.
Oh, you guys.
All right. I gotta open this window a little bit. Actually, a whole lot. And, oh, there he is.
There's a knock at the door, but don't freeze in your tracks. It's that chance that you've been waiting for. It's the light coming through the cracks. When life shows an open door, come on, step through. A chance like the purest gold. Come on, come on. When life shows an open road, you know you should ride. Forget what you've been told. The ride is open road. Get around that. It's open road. Boom, boom, that knock on your door is sounding further away. Don't lose sight, life was times before. This is now today. When life shows an open door, a chance like the purest gold. When life is an open road, you know you should ride. Forget what you've been told and ride this open road.
Go back. You want to drive to the tailgate and set the knot. We're going to drop the tailgate, right? I'll put it back inside tonight. That's fine like that for now. Okay, so push hard. Yep. There you go. So it'll show you right there your MP mark. You put up. That's it. Take the start stop. Pull the key out. Pull. And just set the key right there. You pass your driver's license?
Thank you, sir. I'm nervous. I'm so fucking nervous right now.
Did it work?
Yeah, I'm scared.
When life is an open road, you know you should ride. Forget what you've been told. The ride is open road. It's open road.
All right, guys, so you saw me trimming up those 2 trees that fell across the road there. I didn't bring back all the birch with me just because there's not enough room, but I cut all those pieces there. And I don't know if I recorded the other tree that it wasn't as big as the birch, but in case you were wondering, this is my Ryobi 18 volt brushless chainsaw, 10-inch bar on it. But I mean, I love this little thing. Obviously, it's great to carry around. I don't need a gas or anything like that. So there's the battery there, and I'm just going to push on it here, and you'll see. As soon as I find the button, it's still got 3 bars out of 4. So I did all that cutting, and like I said, it's a battery. So I mean, but for what I use it for, I don't know if you can see that. 3 bars out of 4. There's nothing wrong with that. And it fits perfectly in the trunk on the side-by-side. So, yeah, I'm very happy with it. That's still the original chain on there, and I've had this now for, I think I bought it in 22. And I've actually used it quite a bit. I've sharpened it. I have a small file for it, so I've sharpened it, but sorry, it's hard to do everything with one hand here, but I got a little guard here for the blade. There we go. Oh. So I got a little guard here for the blade. 1032 little machine screw goes through it. And okay, that's enough for that. But yeah, it's got a little oiler on it there. It shows you the level inside there. So probably every, I would say minute, I give it a minute of cutting, I'll give it 2 pumps. And that's how I do it. So I'm very happy with it. Obviously I'm in a forested area here, and you can see that people have been dropping trees. You can see sawdust out there. So, and that's fairly fresh sawdust within the last week. So they fell a tree over there, and then they, you can see exactly where they cut her up. And they left a lot of sawdust right here, but that's okay. That's okay. So what I'm burning here, guys, is the pieces they left over. So it was actually a green tree. The stump is just on the other side there, and it's about a 12-inch base of a tree. And when they dropped it out here, they just left all this stuff just laying here. So that's what I'm trying to clean this place up a little bit and get rid of that stuff. But another beautiful day. Absolutely gorgeous. I think it was like 16 or 17 degrees today. Perfect. All right, guys, just a little bit of an update. I'm back about 16 kilometers off of 144 highway. So there's no cell service back here. So that's why you didn't see a video on Friday. And I'm not sure when this one's actually going to be coming out, because I'm going to be here for at least another week. Hear a helicopter in the background. It is extremely quiet out here. It's old logging roads, right? You might not have picked up, it was pretty subtle, but I have a friend now, and that friend came with 250 pounds of dog. So you've already seen them, and they're big, lovey, cuddly monsters. But anyways, so Jen said that there was an old trapper's cabin, and we went to try to find it yesterday on the side-by-side, but it was overgrown pretty bad, and there was actually a fallen tree on the trail she thought was the right trail. So I got my pruners and my chainsaw, and it just happened that the chainsaw fits in the trunk, which is perfect. In case that was the right trail, I'm going to get rid of that tree, and I might actually block it up and then put it in the pasture side here to bring it back, because Jen's not here. She went back home. I know you can hear that. So I'm going to head out there. It's about, I got to head back towards the highway just to try to get a 1 bar cell service with my phone, so I can ask her if that's the right trail, because out here we got no way to find out. So when she was going back home tonight, or last night, sorry, she was going to look it up. I'm sorry, guys, I'm just trying to see what kind of helicopter that is. It's pretty damn loud. could also be fairly low to the ground too. So anyways, guys, this is camp. I'm sure you've seen it already. Obviously, we're cooking over the fire and stuff like that. Beautiful spot. Like I said, we're 16-kilometer marker off 144. And there's just nothing but logging roads, and yes, it's crown land, so there's signs saying you're allowed to stay up to 21 days. So I got here Friday, and this is Monday. So there's probably a good chance I'm going to be here for at least another week, maybe longer. So that's why you haven't seen a video. And, you know, I got to have fun too. So we're going to head out until I get at least one bar of service, so I can text her and say, was that the right trail? And then I have to come back because the cabin, the trapper's cabin, abandoned, I guess, for quite a while. So I don't even know if this thing's still standing. Is only like the road heading to the cabin is only about 1.5 kilometers down the main logging road, which is this guy just right outside here. But it goes back probably another, I'm gonna say 5 kilometers to where we couldn't go any further. So anyways, let's head out and see if we get a bar of signal and see if we were actually on the right trail yesterday. Well, guys, as you can see, I walked up to the corner over there, and there's some places it's about 1.5 feet deep of snow, and it's a real wet, you know, like almost like a sugary snow. So I'm out here by myself. I do have a winch, but I mean, I'm just doing a test run to this cabin anyways for next weekend. When Jen comes back out. So I did have to stop here about 6 times to trim some trees, but I think I'm just going to leave well enough alone because I don't have any tow straps in this thing, and in case I do get stuck. So yesterday we met a group of people that were coming off this road, and they turned around right up top of this hill here. So I got to back up this hill, which shouldn't be an issue, but they didn't come any further either. Well, you could tell there's no tracks, but there's some moose tracks. So there was a moose heading in that direction not that long ago. But anyways, yeah, so I think I'm just going to, I'm going to send the drone up. It still looks like it's a little bit of ways, so I'm not sure because of the tree cover, but I will send it up and head in that direction over there. It's just on the other side of those trees towards the lake, and maybe get an aerial shot of it. But other than that, that's about as far as I'm going to be able to go on this trip here. It's warm out, believe it or not. Like it's beautiful right now. I think they're going to be 15 or 16 degrees today. So probably in the next 2 or 3 days, this might go down to like 5 inches or 4 inches of snow. So then it won't be any issue. And I'm not even saying that it is an issue, but I'm just thinking I don't want to get stuck out here. So I'm going to send the drone up right now though, and we'll see. And if you see anything, then you know I got to see it. So I was able to fly the drone out there, but that is not a trapper's cabin. You can tell it's a cottage. Like I would have told you already, I couldn't get to it because of the snow, but you can see boats and a kayak. I'm assuming that's a cover for an RV underneath there, and the cottage is that right there is what I'm assuming. But anyways, yep. I can see a standoff. This bush ain't big enough for the both of us. you see him? He's got his neck feathers all up. I stopped here because this is all like obviously bush and everything, but it just kind of looked like there was something over here, but I think it was just basically an ice flow that dropped a whole bunch of rocks off. As you would have seen already, that's a real cottage. If it was a trapper's old cabin at one time, or maybe that's not even a location, maybe it was just an assumption that it was an old trapper's cabin, but it's a cottage. Green steel roof. Well, you would have saw the video. I think it's green steel roof, and you can see kayak and outbuildings and stuff. So she's definitely not a trapper's cottage. Well, it rained all the way up till noon today, and then it stopped. But I don't know. That sky looks kind of still a little bit on the iffy side. I got turkey thighs, so I made up some butter with some bunch of spices, and I put it underneath the skin. So I just put them on here 2 minutes ago, and it is 4:30 now. Jennifer gets off work at 5, and she's probably got at least a 40-minute drive to come out here. She's just coming out for supper, and then she's got to head back home, and I'm just trying to keep away from the smoke here. I also have Brussels sprouts and some shrimp and rice. So yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be a solid hour and a half for this, so I'm just going to get a little bit more heat on her. Are you serious? But look, it's nice out right now, temperature wise. Look at this. Absolutely, no matter what I do. I think it's 18 or 19 degrees right now, but again, I have zero cell service out here, so I have no idea if it's going to rain in an hour. I'm just going to raise this up just a smidgen. We got those little lights there, and they keep, I don't know, I need another clip or something to keep them up higher, but yeah, so I don't know if it's going to rain or what it's doing here. I got no cell service, like I said, so I have to go all the way out to Benny, which is 17 kilometers away, and climb up onto a rock just to get 2 bars of service. So hence why you didn't get a video. I will be looking into Starlink, but I just haven't done too much investigating on it yet. I'm thinking that's going to be good right there, like that. Yeah, so I didn't really do a whole lot today. I just I edited the video, and well, it was raining, so I didn't do a whole lot outside until noon. Then I heated up the hot water, and I took an outside shower on that side of the camper. Obviously, that's where the shower is. It stopped raining. It was actually sunny for a solid 2.5 to 3 hours. Then all of a sudden, this cloud cover came back in, and now she's a crapshoot. Not sure what's going to happen here. The final product. So before I let you guys go for this video, again, I want to apologize for not putting one out last weekend, and I know today is Friday, but I'm heading into town right now, so you should be getting it today. I'm going to be probably out here for another 7-8 days, so I'm going to be quite honest, you're not going to see one next Friday. I have to go into town. I need propane. I put the 2 jerry cans in the side-by-side, so the jerry cans are both empty, and so I need water too. I took my a shower there just this morning, and I think I got 1/8 of a tank left, so I want to get provisions for the weekend here. So like I said, I'm 16 kilometers in from 144, and then from 144 I'm about an hour's drive to basically northern Sudbury, where I want to go to Canadian Tire. I need a couple of things at Canadian Tire, and then the rest of the supplies. So I want to finish off by talking about that property I went and looked at. I didn't do a very good job, well, I didn't do any job explaining what the issue was. The property itself is 22 acres, and it's right on the lake. It's 100 feet from the cottage to the lake. There's a dock. The cottage itself is beautiful. the original cottage is there, and then they built onto the back side and the front side, all glass, 4 bedrooms. There's no issues with the cottage. The problem is that there's a old 24 by 24 cabin. So 20 years ago, before these people bought it, 2 brothers owned it, and one brother was in the cottage that's been fixed up, and the other brother was in this other one, and it needs to be torn down. And so it's built on a hill, so you can imagine the back side of it's kind of resting on the hill, but the front is on posts, and it's almost like if you wanted to, you can, well, I'm thinking at one time it was kind of like it won't be a garage because it kind of slopes up like this, so it's not like you can park anything in there, but storage. If it was straight, yes, you can bring a car in, but because it's rock and tapered, I don't call it a garage. Problem is, nobody's looked at it. It was rough 20 years ago. OSB on the outside, windows were just patched in. The posts now are leaning. Even the owner didn't really want to walk underneath. I went underneath it. The stairs going up to the main level fell down a while ago, and he was happy because he was afraid that it was going to collapse if somebody went inside it, right? So here's one of the biggest. They use 2x6s as a floor joist. So when I looked in the window, you can see where the beams went across, and then it looked like a bow in between the floor joists. So walking across it would be like a trampoline if you didn't already fall through. And okay, don't wave. And so anyways, it needs tore down. Even the owner says, like, he said it was in bad shape 20 years ago when they bought the property, and you have to drive right past it. Sorry if this thing's bouncing, guys, this is a rough road. You have to basically drive past it to get to the cottage. So you're driving 10 feet from this building that should be tore down. So needless to say, what they're asking is top dollar. And when I say top dollar, that's top dollar. If it does have a septic, but they're just pumping water out of the lake. There's no holding tank or nothing. Just whenever they need water, they turn the pump on, it pumps it out of the lake. And there's no filtration system. So they bring drinking water, but they just use lake water for showers and whatever. And there's no electricity. So there's no solar. So they start a generator whenever they want to use anything. So it's like, okay, you're asking top dollar, and it needs to be fairly reasonable to live in without, starting a generator every 15 minutes. It needs solar. Well, you're looking at $40,000 to $50,000 to put a decent system in. Then you need a holding tank for the lake, and then you need some kind of filtration system to get most of the stuff out of there. But they're asking top dollars. They're asking top dollars if this already had all that, and it doesn't. Plus, you got to get rid of this building, which who knows around here what it costs to get rid of a building. Plus, there's other old stuff that's on the property that needs to drag. There used to be an old, looks like a box, box off a truck, and then somebody turned it into a camper, sitting up on blocks, and there's no windows, so the raccoons and everything, that needs to be taken out of there. It just needs too much work to even consider for that price. I asked him, what's the lowest number? And he goes, well, we don't know, because they're not using a realtor. And it was assessed, but he doesn't want to tell anybody what the assessment was. So, sorry, I'm just going to rip that off. So I'm thinking they're asking probably about $300,000 more than what it's actually worth. Throwing a Hail Mary out there, maybe somebody from the big city that's got more money than brains will come out and just throw money at them, because it is a beautiful spot. You're surrounded by crown land at the north, and then on the side there's just a couple other people camping, or with cottages, but you're far enough apart. So that he's got going for it. But other than that, asking way too much money for what he's got. Let's put it that way. Anyways, I'm not keeping my hopes up for that one. Man, oh man. When I'm driving on this with the side-by-side, I don't even notice this road. But when I'm driving with the truck, I sure notice it. So anyways, guys, and you would have met Jennifer and the two dogs, Emma and B. Now, his name is Bentley, but the problem is you say Bentley and he doesn't even look at you, but if you say B, he turns around and looks at you. So basically his name is B. Yeah, so beautiful day right now, sunny. Like I said, going into town to get some supplies and stuff like that. Upload this video right now. This one you're watching, you'll be seeing it. I'm hoping there's going to be enough cell service, but we'll see. But anyways, guys, that's it for this one. Like I said, be patient for the next one. Anyways, guys, as always, be good, be kind, be careful. We'll see you down the road. Bye-bye.
I think it's time for me to go, burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way.